And that plan was filled with hope for each and every one of us. This hope is not wishful thinking, but a confident expectation in the faithfulness of God. It's a hope that empowers us to persevere through the storms of life, knowing that brighter and better days are ahead. Our hope is anchored in the unchanging character of God, who is, y'all, faithful to his word. Throughout it, even in the midst of our adversity, we cling to hope, knowing that it is not in vain, but rather a source of strength and spirit as we navigate the challenges of life. Furthermore, embracing hope in adversity is not a passive acceptance of circumstances, but an active choice to trust in God's promise of hopeful future. It compels to fix our gaze beyond the present struggles and set our heart on the unshakable hope that God has laid before us. This hope becomes a driving force that compels us forward. It moves us forward because we know what our expected end will be like. It enables us to face each and every day with courage and determination, knowing that better days, somebody say, shout, better days. Better days are indeed ahead of us. I'm already at point 3. Shake your neighbor and tell she at point 3. You can wake up. She closing. She closing. It was just a little word that God gave me before I even went to the convocation. I just had to say, Lord, thank you. Point 3, trusting in God's sovereign plans. He's sovereign. He got all powers. He can do what he want to do to whom he want to do it and how he wants to do it. He's sovereign like that. He moves like that. He does what he want to do. He don't move by our emotions. He moved because he's sovereign to move like that. We're reminded and to place our trust in God's sovereign plans for our life. Often we find ourselves struggling with uncertainties about our future. We don't know what our future holds. So we have struggles with uncertainties trying to figure out what our future plans are going to look like. Seeking clarity in the midst of confusion. So if the confusions and the stuff that you're going through and that's all you see, you don't see yourself coming out of anything. Because your current situation tells you that it's over for you. It tells you that you can't get out of this and you can't get out of that. So somebody tell your neighbor, the devil is a liar. Once again, he's lying once again. This is what we do sometimes because of what we're facing and what we see, because we're moved, y'all, by what we see. We're never moved by what we don't see. We're only moved by what we see, and then staying that and looking at that can allow you to stay in a confused situation. And that confusion will take you, it'll take you out. It'll take you down. Have you ever seen or heard somebody having a mental breakdown? They didn't have a breakdown because stuff was going good. They didn't have a mental breakdown, y'all, because stuff was good. They had a mental breakdown for what they saw. They had a meltdown, they had a breakdown because stuff, every time they turn, stuff. Every time they try to go back the other way, stuff. Just stuff. So now, because they can't think right, y'all, the mind is cluttered in what they see. Now they can't even think rationally or on a good level because stuff is in their mind, and now you're gonna have a mental breakdown. Something that you cause on yourself instead of just say, here, God, that's yours. I'm going to sleep. You fix it. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. Trusting in God's sovereign plan that was emphasized in Jeremiah 29:11 is a profound and transformative aspect of our faith journey. When stuff going on, y'all, where does your faith lies? When you're going through turmoil, where does your faith lies? It calls us to place our complete trust in the divine orchestration of our lives, even in the midst of challenges. And because we know that God holds the blueprint of our lives and has already ordained a better and brighter future filled with hope, is a source of profound comfort. Rest. Go to sleep. God got it. Y'all, we can rest assured that God's divine knowledge invite us to relinquish our anxieties and fears, knowing that our God, y'all, he is in control. His plans are not arbitrary or unpredictable. They are purposeful and intentional. He intentionally wrote you a good future. He did that intentionally. You know how some people can intentionally cause havoc in your life? They wake up and say, let me see what I can do today to mess her day up. But God did the same thing and said, let me see how I can make my child's future brighter. So he intentionally wrote out a great plan for your future. This sovereignty of God finds peace in the knowledge that he is working, meaning you can find peace in the knowledge that he is working all things